Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at how to revamp your old Minecraft build, or how to turn your starter house into something that looks a little more impressive. So let's get into it. So this is my house that I'm going to be reviewing. I think we see these sorts of houses like a fair bit. One video is not going to make you a good Minecraft builder. Like I'm good in quotation marks, but like one video is not going to make you into that. Although if you do watch last week's video, you might have a bit of an impressive starter house. I quite like it. We're gonna fix this. We're gonna make this a bit revamped, a bit nicer, and some spice to it. So the first thing you want to do is decide what you don't like or what you'd want to improve on with the build. This is a really good step because it gets you to figure out what you actually want to do with this build, what your intentions are. So this is pretty small, so we're going to need to expand this. It's all one material, so we're going to have to change that. Like, it's just like the normal shape of a house. Like if you'd be drawing a stick figure, like a stick figure style house, you draw a square with a triangle on top, and we want to change that. Like, that's an okay shape, but we need some other shapes in there as well. So now you've got your list, we're going to start actually editing the build. So the first thing we're going to do is take it back to its core shapes. So I like to remove the roof because it really gets you to see what you're working with. And I know, removing the roof is annoying, and you don't have to, like, especially if you're just gonna add, like, a little outcrop from the roof, like, if you're gonna add something here. Like, you don't need to remove the roof, but I'm going to, because then we can extend. If the build has, like, a good shape already, like, this is pretty basic, but if it has, like, a nice shape already, then it will be easier to make it look nice through smaller actions, like detailing, or adding in a chimney, or just doing something small. It's going to take a lot less effort to do that rather than trying to use lots of small things to make this look nice. The next thing you want to do, third step, add in new shapes or large components. So this is a very like umbrella style sort of step. So for this build, we're going to remove this and remove this wall because we do want to extend it. Because we are lacking in room. 3x3 with like 3 spots taken up for utilities. That's just not it. So this is going to be like our entranceway, and then we can extend it out this way. I'm actually going to remove this because then there's 3 blocks here, and then we can make this 5 blocks. I want to add some sort of a tower in here, sort of a beat-ups inspired tower. Once you've added in these, which I'll do in a minute, you want to add in, like, maybe you want to add a chimney, maybe you want to add or remove, like, a block from the current palette. I think we want to add a couple, because this isn't an ideal situation regarding block palette, but this step is all about adding in the big things that you want to have in your build, the major changes that you want to make. So these are the main shapes that we're going to have in our house. We're going to have an outcrop at the front, which will give it some depth when you look at it from the side. So it has depth there, 2 layers of depth. And then we have another 2 sections. So the lower floor, the upper floor, and then we have this tower. This tower, I don't know, I just feel like it brings the house up. So instead of just having a tower and then like a lower floor, it has the lower floor, an outcrop, an upper floor, and then the tower. And the stairs will also be in the tower. But that will be for next episode where we cover interiors. So stick around, stay tuned, subscribe so you get a notification when next week comes around. And there's a video on interiors. So once you've got the basic shapes, move on to still moderately sized shapes, like finish the roof, And I'm gonna finish the top of this tower here, which will be a challenge, but what can I do? I put myself in this hole, I've got to get out of it. So, I made the tower. I'm actually quite surprised about how it came out. I like the idea that towers, like the top of towers come out and then go in, and then they're sort of like strapped together and held together from the top down. I like it. I'm gonna add some of this color palette in at the bottom so that it feels like the bottom of this is secure because the bottom of the building is secure. So we're moving into smaller details for the build now, since I've detailed this. So smaller details, adding in windows, detailing it, and making sure the windows either like might have shutters, planter boxes, stained glass panes, because the normal ones are kind of iffy. Add some windows to your roof if your roof is steeper. We went over that a couple videos ago. Add in some leaves and vines and build up some natural environment, whether that's like crops like in that build, or whether it's pathways or trees. We're gonna detail it a bit more. This one is a bit of a smaller window because it just didn't sort of fit right with a big window. It's got some eaves on top of it, I believe they're called, some shutters, a nice flower, the stained glass pane, and I feel like, no, it needs to extend to the full length, because then it looks a bit balanced, and that needs to go in. But yeah, that's another version of window that I'm doing for this build. This is a bigger window. It doesn't have any shutters or anything. It has shutters, but it doesn't have a planter box or anything fancy above or below it. It's just sort of a window, and that's good because we need actual windows for natural light sometimes. So I've added in some detailing now, and you're basically done. This is a pretty good house considering what we had. Even if you don't add in like any sort of tower or something that fancy, I might tweak it a bit, just a bit, because that comes up quite high. But other than that, I'm quite liking this house. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. And let's just recap. First, decide what you want to improve on with the house, what you need in the house or the building. Take it back to its core shapes. Remove the roof if you want to redo the roof or do anything super fancy upwards. Add in some new shapes or large components, such as other large areas, such as like the tower, an upstairs, an extra outcrop, and then like change the block palettes if you'd like, and any other major improvements. And then detail it, add in some windows, add in a chimney, add in some nice strapping for your tower, add in some leaf blocks to really just tie it in and make it look like it wasn't built yesterday or like 10 minutes ago. Make it look like it's part of the environment. I will add some trees to build up the natural environment, and that's the 4 steps to revamping your builds in Minecraft. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you did enjoy, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next week with a video where we design the interiors to this house.